Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Rashida. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my life. It's been a little minute. I haven't posted on YouTube for about a week, and I just wanted to come back, show my YouTube some love. So before I get into what I'll be talking about today, of course, as I always do, always give a shout out to my sis Chi, who is doing the vlogging over on our main channel, Astrofluent Kulture. And then of course here you can check me out as I update you all on what's going on in my life, but also doing some other projects that I will be working on as well. So stay tuned to that. Or for that. And please, if you have not already done so, please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps with the algorithm, and it helps for me to post more material. So thank you for the folks who are returning viewers as well. We really love and appreciate you, and the new people who have clicked on this video just to get a glimpse into what's going on in my world. So this week has been quite interesting. If you are new here, my name is Rashida, and most people may know me from the podcast that I had been doing with my sister Chi over on our main channel, Astrofluent Kulture. But we wanted to give you guys a exclusive view into our lives and what we have going on. And this week, oh my gosh, y'all, this week has been quite interesting, to say the least. I started a TikTok live with another TikToker, and his name is Scar Tefala Selassie. And so he and I actually did a TikTok live this past Wednesday. I think that was February 26th. We did a live together, and that was from 7:30 p.m. until about 10 p.m. But we'll be coming on every Wednesday together on live via TikTok. And I believe he's also going to be streaming it on his Instagram, which is also at his name, Scar Tefala. So actually his Instagram is Scar Selassie. So, or Sela, something like that. Scar, SCARSELAH. Anyhow, so he and I are going to be talking about relationships, and he says real relationships with an A in the middle. He's actually coming out with a book that's called Relationships for Dummies. So I just thought it was hilarious. But even though I had jokingly said to him, like, oh, this is going to be like the War of the Roses, we'll obviously have some things regarding relationships that he and I may have very different opinions on, but then we also may have some views that we share. But we'll be talking about a different topic every week regarding relationships. So y'all can check that out as well. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. It was quite interesting. But something that I faced this week was just in terms of coming into my spirituality. One thing that I've had to learn is to coexist. And I feel like that is something that I have already done. Like, I coexist with people who and I'm speaking in reference to spirituality and spiritual beliefs. Or religious beliefs. So I had already kind of come to terms with that very early on in my journey, because what was challenging for me, being new to spirituality, were people trying to put their beliefs onto me, whatever paradigms that they have been, sort of programmed under, the dogma, that they have been taught and lived by, and the rhetoric that they spew. And I've always been a person to just coexist, and I don't bother you, you don't bother me. I do speak about my spirituality, But I do find that my goal in me speaking about spirituality is that those who resonate find it, um, and not me just pushing it onto people who may not even understand it. They may not resonate with it. And obviously everyone is going to judge. So I don't believe I will go without judgment, but I do strongly believe that my material will reach, even if it's a handful of people. It is those handful of people that it would reach and it would resonate with them. But I have found, because Spirit has been encouraging me to go online, use the social media platforms, speak about your journey, encourage other people, spill a word out that may help someone else. As I have been doing that, I've been encountering both ends of the spectrum. People who I feel like I can resonate with, and somewhere it's like an oil and vinegar, and I may not necessarily agree with the messaging, but I listen and don't judge. But I did have to wrestle with that a little bit this week, where I was specifically told by someone that because I identify as a psychic medium, that I don't know God. And it was triggering for me, because all of the things that I have been through, there was only but God that got me through those situations. So I would just encourage people out there not to allow anybody to ever tell you about your own experience and your higher power, your creator, whatever you believe in. Do not allow anybody else to ever make you feel like you did not experience the blessings from the creator. The creator placed himself or herself, whatever you believe, in all of us. We have God power powering this vessel that we occupy for a very temporary time. So that is enough for anybody to know. If you know yourself, you're beginning to know yourself, you live with yourself, your soul is touched by the Creator and placed in this vessel for a temporary amount of time. That's the first step in you knowing there's a power beyond you that exists. And that power that was beyond you, we are a part of that. Okay? So don't allow anybody to tell you that you don't know God. When you're talking to yourself, God created you. Therefore, you know God. Now, what I do think is that there are people who may falter on their faith. They may not believe at times, but it doesn't mean that it has any bearing on your knowing part. There's a part of us that does know. And whether or not we need to become more in tune, more aligned, become more familiar and more friendly, we don't punish our fellow people or say things to discredit or discount their experiences and say that that person doesn't know God. If you call yourself a spiritual person, I'm not even saying religious, let's just say spiritual being. If you call yourself a spiritual being, You call yourself someone who teaches God's word, or you relay, you use yourself as a vessel, or God is using you as a vessel to speak to other people. Your ego should always be moved to the side. Always be moved to the side. That's one thing that I had to learn on this journey. I got my ass handed to me several times for allowing my ego to supersede the messages that I was hearing from God. And that's not to say that I won't fumble or stumble. You know, we all do. And I don't want to sound self-righteous and you need to do, like, no. This is more of an encouragement, but this is certainly not me blaspheming. This is certainly not me telling anybody what to do. This is more just an encouragement for everyone who is on their journey. We are all at a different place on our journey, all at a different stage. We all need something different from one another. And wherever you are is exactly where you need to be in this very moment. I think we allow ourselves to let anxiety, so that's fear of the future, concern about what's about to happen next, or the opposite, depression, where we're harping on the past, not allowing ourselves to let go, and feeling down and in regret about things and decisions that we have made, things we have done and decisions we have made. But I'm just encouraging you to sit and be present in the present moment. Love yourself. Affirm who you are. I am a child of God. The Creator placed themselves in me. I move with the highest intentions for the highest good of all at all times. And live with that every day. Ask God to show you who you are every day. God, please show me who I am. Please show me more of who I am. Please allow me to be the highest version of myself. Thank you for allowing me to be the highest version of myself. Thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for giving me this moment. Thank you for awakening me with the breath of life. Thank you for the resources. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude at all times. Thank you for allowing me to see the beauty in the world, for allowing me to see Mother Nature do what Mother Nature does. You know, I think I do feel quite emotional today. I had posted a couple of videos about the twin soul journey, and I really thought that I was in a really good space about that. But I think between last night and today, it hit me that journey is over, and there is a mourning that's happening. And it's not to say I want, to re-explore anything with that person. I really wish him well, and I think that we are just in two different places. And so it's not that, but it's just a mourning. You mourn what could have been, what you thought it was going to be. I'm laughing because Scars says something about, me being in Disney World, I think. No, Disneyland. Whichever one is in Florida, I can't remember. I think it's Disney World. And and that's what it was, right? It was like Disney World. We have these like fairy tale things that we, envision. And that's not to say that you cannot believe in magic. You can't believe in something happening. But as I am becoming more in tune with my relationship with God, I am releasing and relinquishing control more day by day, releasing and relinquishing and surrendering to God's will. And even though I have gifts, I'm coming into a place where my gifts are just to be used for other people. I can certainly use them for myself when it comes to, like, just covering myself, making sure I'm protected and things like that. So that's not what I mean, but what I mean by, like, maybe it's somebody's health, right? Maybe I need to do healing work for somebody else, or maybe I need to affirm someone else. Maybe I need to help somebody do energy work or something like that. So it's more of a selfless part of the leg of the journey for me at this point. And whatever is added upon me and upon my journey is an addition that I'll just be grateful for. I think what I learned was, when you try to manifest a specific person, or just love in general, right? What happens is you have to ask yourself, why do I feel like I need to manifest this? Dig deeper, do shadow work. That will tell you what you're actually really seeking. And I know it sounds very cliche, and people say this all the time. And honestly, I'm like cringing about to say it, because I know that it can be something that people just don't want to hear when they're on this part of the journey. When they're on that part of the journey where they feel like, why hasn't this come true? Why hasn't this come into my reality? Excuse me. I envision this and I don't see it at all in my reality. But I've learned that, one, when you are seeking, like with that type of energy, it's more from a place of desperation. And if you even get the thing that you are seeking or trying to manifest to you, whether you're doing it by affirmations or ask-formations or spell work, things like that, God, the creator, he knows what's best, right? He knows what's for our highest good. And sometimes, because that energy, that desperate energy, is like creating, it's almost like creating a block in the universe, because the universe is like, you want this too badly. So when you get it, if you get it, what are you going to do to keep it? Are you going to do more and more to keep it? Or are you going to just allow it to float in and be grateful and allow it to be more of a just a flow? It's not a desperate energy, and that tells the universe that you're actually going to appreciate it when it comes in. And so I am surrendering more, which is challenging for me. In childhood, if you have abandonment issues, you want your day to be as predictable as possible. You want your life to be as predictable as possible. So if okay, this is what's next. These are the things that I have to do to attain what's next. And then I arrive at what is next. And this is what happens after I arrive at what's next. And so you get yourself to a place where you're just controlling every aspect of it. And you're not really truly even living in the magic, living in the miracle of what God can bring to you. So that's where I am at these days. Just being raw, being unfiltered right with you all right now. Kind of stumbling a little bit, just because I'm sleepy, but also because it's my vulnerability and bringing this information to you guys. Talking about these things is almost like a little open diary. But it is me just being raw and uncut and unfiltered, so that maybe it encourages somebody else to do the same. Maybe you are someone who is trying to get out there and be more present online, and you don't know where to start. You don't have the courage to do so. Um, I'm just gonna hold your hand virtually and encourage you to do it. You to do it too. Okay. So that's pretty much what has been happening this week for me. I really hope that you guys, have an amazing rest of your week. Love yourself, treat yourself well. That is in word, in thought, and in deed, because even the things that you do is a reflection of how you treat yourself. So if you're half-assing, with other things that you're doing in your life, then chances are you're also half-assing with yourself, and you deserve the best. So give out the best, and the best will return to you, but you have to, grab the reins, of course. So I am going to wrap this up because I'm getting into rambling land, and y'all just don't want to be bored with that. All right, I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for tuning in and getting an inside glimpse of my thoughts.